Before I teach you the next drum groove over on the drums, I want to teach you just a tiny little bit of music theory. Now, music theory is going to help you massively when we get to more complicated stuff over on the drums. We spoke when we did the quarter note groove about counting to 4. Well, what was I talking about there? In music, we have bars of music. Bars of music look like this. If I had on this drum at the moment a glass of water and I said to you how much water's in it, well, the correct answer would be it depends on the size of the glass. It's the same with music. Bar of music can be really big or really small. So the way that's defined is we have two numbers at the start called a time signature. Really simple concept. Top number is how many of something. The bottom number is how many of what. So if there was a 4 at the top, some bananas at the bottom, it would mean in this bar you can fit 4 bananas. We don't work with bananas, but what we work with is fractions. So if there was a 4 at the top and a 4 at the bottom, we're saying we can fit 4 quarter notes in this particular bar. We've been talking a lot about quarter notes when we're playing our grooves, but what about the speed? Well, the speed is called tempo, and we normally have a metronome to help us tell the speed. This particular metronome is at the moment counting quarter notes for us at 60 beats per minute. In other words, there's 60 of these beeps per minute. So that'd be quite a slow song. Let's for a moment imagine we've got a cake in front of us. And let's imagine we cut that cake into quarters. Well, in a bar, the way we show that is like this. You can see that we've got the 4 notes. They're on what would be the snare drum at the moment. Like other instruments, we've got high-pitched instruments and low, and drums kind of work in that way, and they kind of work in high order. So our notes towards the top will be higher up in the air, and our notes towards the bottom will be lower, right? But we only need at the moment to know where 3 of them are. We need to know where the hi-hats go, well, they're an X, just above the top line. We need to know where that snare drum goes. He's the second line down. And we need to know that bass drum, and he's right at the bottom. So the groove that we learned a moment ago, the quarter note groove, will look like this on notation. So you can see we've got a bass drum at the bottom with a hi-hat, and they're written together. So a bit like placing 2 notes on a keyboard. You hit those both together. Then the second time, we've got a hi-hat with a snare. And then we go back to the bass drum with a hi-hat again, and the snare with a hi-hat. And at the moment, that's all you need to know about how to read music. I'm going to put the notation on the screen sometimes when we're learning grooves. Take a look at that, and slowly but surely we'll get you so you can also read music.